Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day you're watching this, but happy Wednesday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go ahead and begin talking about another step in writing a three-paragraph essay. Okay, so to begin with, I want you as a table to discuss some questions that I'm going to pose to you. So here are the questions. Before you talk, so hold on. When a reader reads your essay, have they read the prompt? When a reader reads your essay, have they read the text? What is the first sentence in a short response? What is the first sentence in a three-paragraph essay? We talked about it yesterday. Okay, so the sub's going to go ahead and pause the video for about 1.5 minutes and allow you to talk as a table these answers to this question. Okay, so go ahead, pause, talk amongst yourselves. All right, so you guys discussed the questions, and I'm going to call on people. I know this is gonna be crazy, right? So second period, hopefully this person's here. Noelle, when a reader reads your essays, have they read the prompt? Third period, Devin, answer the question. Fourth period, let's have Kyson answer it. Fifth period, let's have Shaylee answer it. And sixth period, let's have Cameron answer that. So when a reader reads your essays, have they read the prompt? The answer is no, they haven't. They don't know what you've been asked. When you're writing your essay, they don't know what you've been asked. So when a reader reads your essay, have they read the text? No, only you have as the writer. The first sentence in a short response is the thesis, and the first sentence in a three-paragraph essay is the, what is it, class? Say it all together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, hook. Okay, so the first sentence in an essay is different than the first sentence in a short response. Remember, you guys already learned what some of these things are, okay? And I'm jumping ahead of myself right there. But it's okay. Look at all the stuff you know, okay? Today we're going to add in background information. So in an essay, it's going to go hook, background information, thesis. So the question is, what is background information then, right? Background information is the connection between your hook sentence and your thesis statement. It's what joins them together. It's what the readers need to know before they will understand your essay. So if you are reading something and you didn't know, like if we were talking about Esperanza Rising and they didn't know that Esperanza was a 13-year-old girl, and then you start talking about other things, they might be lost, okay? Remember, we can't assume that the reader has read the prompt or the text, so we have to give them some of the most important information up front in the first paragraph so that they can follow everything else that we're talking about. Please remember that this is need-to-know information for the reader. It's not your whole essay. It's not a bunch of random facts. It's need-to-know information for them to comprehend what you're saying. It's several sentences that focus on the reader's attention on what's important. You know, you're going to have anywhere from 2, 3 to 5 sentences in your background information. And it has to connect the hook and the thesis all together fully into one nice paragraph. Here is an example of this. Notice the reds and the hook is in red, the background information is in green, and the orange is the thesis. You may not realize it, but your brain is growing every time you learn something new. Now, this is information that I think you need to know in order to understand and connect things together. When we gain knowledge, our brains gain more synapses and actually get heavier. Scientists have studied the human brain to measure if people are born smart or if they gain intelligence, and the result tells us that intelligence is something we acquire. So here's my thesis. 6th graders can grow their intelligence by learning new things and believing in themselves. This background information connects why I may not realize my brain's growing and why I think 6th graders can grow their intelligence by learning new things. It kind of explains that research was done, and it explains more information to help us, okay? So with your elbow partner, I want you to try and talk about how does this background information that I'm giving you connect the hook and the thesis. Please read it aloud with me first. So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Reading a book is a bit like experiencing the different seasons throughout the year. As a book progresses, its contents noticeably change. As the end draws closer, while pages do not turn a golden yellow or brilliant orange and fall from the binding, a careful reader will notice a change in more subtle things like moods, themes, settings, or characters. Authors often use change to emphasize certain lessons they want the reader to understand. The Clay Marble is no exception. Ming Fong Ho purposely changed her characters in order to highlight key lessons she hopes the readers will learn. So, with your elbow partner, how does that background information connect the hook to the thesis? The sub's going to go ahead and pause that and give you like 2 or 3 minutes to discuss that. All right, so let's share out now. So the sub's going to randomly call on someone in each class, and you're going to explain why or how this background information connects the hook and the thesis together. Go ahead and pause the video for them to do this. This background information gives more understanding about a book and how it's kind of like it throughout the year, and how this author highlights this character in a more purposeful way. Kind of talks about, the golden pages turning. It kind of sets my brain thinking about what's actually happening. Okay, so let's do one more example. Notice this time I did not color code it because I want to see what you know. So with your elbow partner, I want you to do the same thing. Identify what the hook is, identify what the background information is, identify what the thesis is, and then discuss how that connects the hook and the thesis together. Go ahead and pause the video and allow 2 or 3 minutes for them to do this. All right, so the sub's going to go ahead and call out someone and allow them to discuss what the hook is, what the background information is, and what the thesis is, and then also explain how that they all connect together. So go ahead and pause again and allow them to share out. All right, so now you guys can kind of see. Here's the hook. Christmas Today would not exist without Ebenezer Scrooge. My background information says Charles Dickens' holiday story has been very popular since it was first published, and many people believe that this novel's popularity has shaped many of our current attitudes and rituals at Christmas time. In the beginning of the story, he is a mean old man who treats people badly with no friends. On Christmas Eve, the ghost of his former partner visits him and warns him of the consequences of his behavior. He also foretells of 3 ghosts visiting. At the end of the novel, Ebenezer Scrooge is a completely different man who has learned valuable lessons and who treats people the same way he wants to be treated. Now, this background information really sets up the thesis to understand why he changes. And then also, Christmas Today wouldn't be without this story. We kind of talked about that it's a popular story, so that's why it wouldn't be Christmas without it. Okay? All right, so I'm going to practice. I'm going to skip the practice until next Monday. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I'm jumping around. The rest of class is yours. You are going to work in stations, practicing background information. Okay, there are 3 stations. 2 of them really can be done at your seat. So the first station is you are going to write a hook, a background information, and a thesis for a laminated article that is set on your table. There's 5 different articles. You can choose which one you do. Okay. And if the sub allows you, you may work with one other person. So you're going to write a hook, some background information, and a thesis based off the article you're reading. Now, the second one is about Esperanza Rising. I give you the hook, I give you the thesis. I want you to come up with the background information. What's the need to know? What do I need to know in order to understand that hook and that thesis statement? The last one is some information around the room. Okay, I have a hook, and then right underneath it is the thesis. You need to fill in on your paper, maybe I lost my place. You need to fill in what station you're at and explain or give background information, not explain, sorry, the wrong wording. Give background information for me to understand that thesis and that hook together, okay? So you're practicing background information. You have the rest of class to take care of it, okay? I miss you guys. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you when I return. Work hard.